In this demo, I'm going to show the features and functions of ProMo Ontology and how we are going to use it. In this respect, I'm going to run a Python code called ProMo Ontology Foundation Designer, which opens the software logo. Once we click on the logo, it opens existing ontology list. And this window gives us two possibilities. Either you can build a new ontology by selecting new button, or you can select existing ontology from the list. At this point, I'm going to build an ontology from scratch. So I define new ontology called uh, demo live. Currently, when we start a new ontology, it is not empty, but allows for deleting of all components. Now, let's start from top domain root. By selecting root, we can define taxonomy, and all of the subdomains will inherit the defined taxonomy. Let's shortly introduce the elements in the window. Network, which has two properties, intra and inter. In intra, tokens are transferred between domain, and in inter, information is transferred. For example, state information and properties. Add child, which adds a component for selected domain. Remove child, which remove a component. Save button, which save the ontology status. Information button, which provides information for user. Structure, which refer to the structure of the model, and it has three components of node, arc, and token. Behavior, which defines the variable classes for mathematical description with three components of graph, node, and arc. To build the taxonomy of root, we start from structure components and node. And here it has constant domain, dynamic, and event. Before we go further, we need to know that lumped nature refers to a special domain in which the intensive quantity does not change with the position. However, distributed nature refers to a special domain in which the intensive quantity do change with the position. But here we choose to delete the distributed nature for events and a dynamic. At this layer, there is nothing to define for arc and token. So let's move to behavior component, which has a graph, node, and arc. For graph, we will add another projection. And in node, which allows to define variable classes. And at this layer, I want to add two more variable classes with the name of star differential frame, and another one, star differential state. There is nothing to define for arc here, and a root has interrelation. Now we are ready to add two subdomains for root, physical and also control. Now let's define the taxonomy for physical domain, which has interrelation. We again start from structure components. In node, everything is fine. And as you can see here, node inherited all the taxonomy from root layer. In token, we need to define two token, energy and mass. And for mass, there is subclass of species. And now for arc, in energy, it has two mechanisms, conduction and also work, which both of them they have the lumped nature, which is lumped here. The mechanism for the mass is convection and diffusion. For convection, we choose the lumped nature, and also same for diffusion. Now let's move to the behavior component. At node, we need to add two more variable classes with the name of secondary state and effort variables. There is nothing to define for arc here. Now, I will stop at this point and save the ontology status and show an existed ProMo ontology called demo main. When I choose a demo main, the software asking whether we want to delete the variables and equation file or not, which we don't want here. So we choose no. And now in this window, you can see the three domain ontology which we will work with, and it starts from top layer, root, and it has sub branches. As you can see in this graph. So root has two sub-branch of physical control. Physical has microscopic domain and material database domain, and microscopic domain, it has its own subdomain. We stop here and we will move to the next demo.